Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the second week of the course. I'm Isil and I'm a student in a university. And I'm going to talk about what I have learned about the academic listening in university lectures. There are a lot of lectures in university and some of them like this. Challenges of students in lecture, structures that lecturers use, effective listening and introduction to strategies. And let's start challenges of students in lectures. And there is some challenges for students. Some of students have some different cultural backgrounds and they maybe don't know speakers, language, or cultural backgrounds. And there is fear of question. When teacher asks a question, students, they maybe or he or she maybe feels like very fear and then focusing the topic maybe he or she not interested in topic very well so she or he is this is a very challenges and attention to lecture is a very challenge and there is some structure that lecturers uh, present their students or listeners when lecture and there is I'm going to say that asking a question and then answering it with very explanation, then presenting a problem, then presenting a solution. Uh, Others is presenting a cause, then presenting an effect. Yes, there is a lot of presenting. Because of that, lecturers always present something so that they can explain everything very carefully and properly. And making a point, then supporting its very examples or other things, introducing a phenomenon, and then explaining all this, describing in detail. Because when lecturer use an phenomenon, maybe we can know it or other we other friends does not know it and then so that explaining in detail is very important for us then presenting a quote from one who maybe she or he love or maybe interested in very much then explaining what it means and making a point or taking a stance and then giving supporting facts that or statics, maybe mathematical variables, then presenting a concept and then breaking it down into components factors so that listeners uh, can understand it properly. And there is another thing, effective listening. Other week we did this thing effective listening and today this third second week we have again this and effective listening may all of us know it's not a passive it cannot be passive because if it is passive it's not a very properly listening and there is some things effective listeners not on every piece of information that's what uh, lecturers want but maybe we can not every piece of information but maybe we can just very important points note down so that we can properly remember them later the class and prepare to learn in advance because when you prepare in advance you can understand the topic very well and predictions about content that maybe can do during the lessons or no, not lecture sorry so that maybe your background is uh, some predict your is and then making selective notes that's uh, that's some same thing down every piece of information maybe, but selective notes mean that important things just not down so that it can be more useful for us. And introduction to strategies of listening, that's what we do it. uh, Maintain our attention, that's sometimes maybe very tough for us because our brain is continuously uh, continuously challenging for a lot of things. So attention is really important. And background reading, uh, reading in advance is really important. And organize yourself to listen in advance. Then predictions about content, making selective notes, focusing on key points. And briefly, we can say that first we are preparing, then predicting, uh, other elaborating and evaluating, and finally we can summarizing everything we learn so that we can remember them properly. And there is comments, of course, from me. It's like six. I really try. I really, I really tried the through comments to it, and then that's my finished to third second week. Thank you for listening to me.